What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy vctrfs coming at you with another episode today. So I did my Patreon. I took me like 5 minutes. I just did it on my iPad like in 2 seconds, and I threw it up, guys. And just want to go over it real quickly. I'm going to talk about my ban list today. Today we're talking about what I feel if I worked for Konami, what I would put in the ban. See, a lot of YouTubers like to put what they like, and then by watching someone's bans, you go, this motherfucker plays Zodiac. There's no Zodiac cards here and stupid shit like that. I seriously take these ban list prediction videos quasi serious because I feel like I need to create. If I was Konami, my goal is to create a fair and balanced game state as best as possible. Also make the new decks broken so I can make a crazy amount of money because I'm Konami, and that's how I create these kind of videos. And hopefully you guys can check them out in this ban prediction. And you know, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, comment below. Don't go, I don't like the ban list, because that serves literally no purpose. You just good, okay? Sure. You know, it just serves no purpose. So if you want to see this, if you watch this ban list and you go, you know what, I think this card should have been hit more, or this card should not have been on the ban list, I think this card should be at 2 instead of 3, all that silly shit, pop below in the comment section below. I always read all the comments and I do appreciate them. Really quick, guys, I want to go on my Patreon reward. 2 seconds, guys. By the way, I'm not going to implement these awards into effect until Tuesday the 1st. So if I have one of the rewards is about watching videos early. That's going to be available for all Patreons. So real quickly, join the real YuGiOh duelist. Join the party, be the real YuGiOh duelist. Thank you so much. Even with that $1, I'm very humble that you decided to put that towards making my videos, start my channel. I will start to mention the name and the end of my videos. That's randomly selected. The name of a Patreon, so please keep an eye out for that, as your name will be mentioned at the end of my video as something like a special entry. Like, hey, Mitch, I want to say thanks to this kid. Thanks to Jesus! Up next is Sunday only market watch videos. Before I talk about the Sunday only, I just want to say, guys, if you don't got the money, don't put it towards the Patreon, please. Not seeing a video of me on Sunday is no big deal. I do live streams on Sunday night, so please, if you don't have the cash, don't put it. I just want to emphasize that. I don't want people to be in a situation in which they don't got money or something to put money they don't have to watch, you know, to be a Patreon. I do appreciate if you do have a little extra money you want to put towards my channel. It does make me a little bit happier and dead serious bragging rights, and also it gives me more enthusiasm, emphasis to make more videos. I ain't gonna lie, not that I care a lot about money, I'm pretty well off, but the fact that I go, you know what, my Patreons, I'm getting like $2 a month, I gotta do some shit. I gotta take care of my boys first, and that's what I feel like. And I'm not saying my subscribers aren't my boys, but Patreons are dudes that are just giving me extra money for no reason other than make videos about something I enjoy on YouTube. Fucking insane. So yeah, no, I do appreciate it if you can do it. If not, no big deal. But Sunday Patreon only market watches. I'll be doing market watches coming this Sunday, only for Patreons. Most likely the market watch I would do on Sunday, I might save for later on in the week, if not Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure still yet, but at this year you get market watch for Patreons only. Possible hot cards, possible trends, possible cards to pick up, plus 1 video to watch. And at the third mark, $10 more. See my latest market watch videos up to 24 hours before they're live to you. Sometimes I do my market watch videos at nighttime. They're made available throughout the day around like 11. I might be doing a market watch video about 8, 9 o'clock the night before. Sometimes it changes, and I'll talk about certain things. See my latest market watch videos before anyone else. Sometimes up to 24 hours before it goes live. Early access to videos, sneak peek, and one major thing I think is going to be making ad-free. Ad-free for Patreons only. Hopefully you guys can appreciate that. Hopefully those who do watch the ads, I do appreciate you a lot, trust me. But you know, for the Patreon thing, I'm gonna do this little extra perk, and I do appreciate it. And the $25 markers code, you're a dumbass. Literally, why in the love of God would you send me this much money? Seriously, please don't be stupid and do this. I left this here because I wanted to have 4 tiers, and I literally ran out of ideas. Seriously, don't be a dick. I don't know. You get nothing, by the way. I'm not giving you shit. I just want to have 4 tiers. It just sounded cool. 3 tiers sound a little uneven. 4 tiers, balance. So that's my Patreon, guys. I do appreciate you guys if you do want to support me with my Patreon. If you don't, I understand, no big deal, but I do appreciate you guys who do. I'm not trying to sell anything extra. Maybe eventually when I get my store set up. Right now, actually, I'm going on vacation next week. When I get back, I gotta go look at places to buy, either buy a house or rent the house. Once I'm in the house and established for a while, I'm gonna be looking up on my store, and I think I'll be doing some more things with the Patreons, working with the Patreons with my store. Also, I'll have something with the playmats I'm working on. I'll be mentioning that to the Patreons first before you guys get information. It'll be Patreons, YuGiOh Market Watch Facebook group, and then everybody else on YouTube. So hopefully you guys can respect that and appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys for understanding. Guys, my market watches on my YuGiOh ban is gonna be a little different. See, I like to watch pussy. A nice picture of a hot chick before I go into a ban. So those will make cool markers. I need some little markers, and I think I found one. So first markers would be ban cards. Mia Khalifa ban cards. First one's gonna be Black King Gofu the Vague Shadow. See, Gofu is a card that's broken. It's a oh, this card, this Pokemon card I'm using as an example. Yeah, no, this one thing's gonna make a link. Deal with it, buddy. Buddy boy. It's pretty broken and pretty unfair, and it creates an unfair game. I think the fact that Gofu is not hit yet is shocking, but I think Gofu will be getting hit in America because of our ban list. So I just think Gofu's gonna be a card that's gonna get hit. I had to pause it for a second. Yeah, it's just too strong of a card, guys. It creates an unfair game state. Whoever drops a Gofu first gets a free monster for the most part. The fact that Konami allowed tokens to be in on this game as far as cards that can be used as making links allows a card like Gofu to be just unbroken and unbalanced for this game. Up next, Brilliant Fusion, another card that I think is amazing. I mean, it's for links, just in general, it's amazing. It's been abusing, especially we've seen it in 60 card decks a lot, but I think in general this card is just really good and really unfair, and I honestly, truthfully believe that starting link format, starting the bans within link format, this would be one of the cards, if not the first card that's gonna be mentioned to be hit. Another card to be Level Eater. I mean, right now you can make a Dark Synchro Turbo, which you just make like, you spam 3 Omegas, since they're $6, Cyframe Lord Omega being $6, $5 to $6, you know, and then this deck now being cheap as hell to get, makes this toxic combos in a toxic deck. Whether or not you acknowledge it, it is unfair. It's every round you're dice rolling. Every round you're dice rolling against your opponent whether you get those glitchy combos off or not. Up next, Zodiac Drider being hit. Zodiac Drider is an unfair card. I don't think people are going to argue with me on that. Zodiac Drider has to go. It's just a card that creates a negative for your opponent from the minute it hits the field. Unless your opponent has a strike, Dark Hole Regeki, this card creates a -1 the minute it hits the field, and that's insanely unfair and unbalanced. Another card's going to come is Soul Charge, also known as Super Duper Monster Reborn. Due to the fact that this card has a restriction of you can't commit your battle phase, does not limit the fact that this card is broken as shit. This card's insane. This card allows you to create a great board state, play Soul Charge again, and continue your game state. Whether or not you want to do this, you know, you create a board state and your opponent allows an order to go through, and then you try to attack, and then next turn he nukes your field, and you just do it again. It's literally a reset button built into the card. It's really broken. The fact that it's not been hit yet is still shocking to me. Up next, Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend is like Vanity's Emptiness in a monster form. That's literally what this card is. Oh, wait a minute. Vanity's Emptiness on a monster form? That can smack you in your face? So if you have no way to nuke this card off the board, you don't have any Mirror Force variants, you're just going to eat a big fat cock? This one card right here that just throws on the board turn 1, your opponent has no field nuke, any kind of like monster Mirror Force, that means your links don't go off. You know, the new mechanic card I'm trying to promote? That thing? Yeah, no, Vanity's Fiend has to be hit. And the last card as far as what cards is going to be banned is Machine Duplication. I'm not sure if you guys checked in the Spirals lately, but the new Spiral stuff makes Spirals have a +12 combo. I know, remember when Zoo had like a +8 combo at best? Yeah, Spirals has a +12 combo. If you play it incorrectly, you go anywhere from like 6 to 8. I've seen videos online, it's hilarious. People that play it incorrectly and still end up with a great board and a ton of cards in hand. It's insane, and I think that Machine Duplication is the heart and soul of that combo. Alright, let's go into Limited. Limited's gonna be Zodiac Barrage. For those guys, yeah, appreciate. Okay, Limited's gonna be Zodiac Barrage. Zodiac Barrage is that one in Japan, and due to the fact that it's that one in Japan, I think it should be at one here in America. I'm all for Unified Banlist, by the way, so I might be me being a little bit biased due to the fact that Zodiac Barrage is a card you play that instantly free special summons a monster on your side of the board to create, to create your combos as free, basically. It's insanely unfair. You go Zodiac Barrage, you can do like a tanky, pop your tanky. Bring a monster out next turn. Look, you know, I'll just pop my own Zodiac Barrage and continue my crazy play. So yeah, no, I think Zodiac Barrage had to be a hit. Up next is Zodiac Brobo. Zodiac Brobo at 1, literally, in my opinion, kills Zodiacs. I think Konami has milked Zodiacs for all the money they can. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe I just don't see it being that crazy and worthwhile. I think the September Banlist is gonna have Zodiac Brobo in any form of capacity due to the fact that it's a free +1 when it hits board. You hit board with a Zodiac monster, you make your Brobo, you go +1 in your hand, you overlay a Drana, and now your opponent's at a -1. That's literally the definition of an unfair game state. Up next is Preparation of Rites. I know Preparation of Rites is at 1. Why would this card not be at 1? I just don't understand why anyone has not mentioned this at all in any shape or form. I think that with upcoming stuff like Vendreads that might be using this, from what I've been told, or just any stuff upcoming in the future as far as ritual support. Any ritual support. Pre-Preparation of Rites is an unfair and unbalanced card that's just insanely broken, and I think it's going to be getting hit in the ban. It's definitely going to be limited in my opinion. Up next, Harvey Featherstone. This is the only card I have that's banned 100% banned coming off into limited. I think that it's time for us. I think Japan has a Heartbeat Featherster. Why don't we get one? They've been playing for a while. It's not created an unfair game state. We have Regeki that's literally Heartbeat Featherster for monsters, and nobody, for the most part, goes apeshit about that. For the most part, complains about Regeki. I think Heartbeat Featherster for the back row is just another thing that we should have. Yes, it clears boards, clears back row, so players can create combos, but you know what? That'll teach players to not set everything in their hand, look at you with a smirk and go, you're only gonna MS-team one of these. That's why I like our Heartbeat Featherster. You can also make the same argument about Heavy Storm, by the way, in the same scenario. You can say, you know what, we should have Heavy Storm in the scenario, and I wouldn't disagree with you, but I think Heartbeat Featherster is the card we should be getting. Next, Solemn Strike. Who didn't see this coming? Solemn Strike is a card that should be hit because Solemn Warning is hit. You know that one that you pay 500 life points, and we could argue which one's better, Strike or Warning. I'm going to argue Strike, by the way. It's way better and cheaper in life points. So I think Solemn Strike should be hit. I think Warning's hit at 1. Solemn Strike's going to be following suit. I don't think Solemn Strike is going to go to 2. I think it's going directly to jail and going directly to 1. Don't know if this card's going to get banned. I highly doubt this card will be banned. It's not Solemn Warning level crazy, but I do think Solemn Strike will be hit in the ban list 2-1. Next, Domain of the True Monk. See, Domain's a card that just, once again, if it stops the thing you're trying to promote, as if you remember, we're Konami representatives, so I'm not me, because if it's me, I would 3 constructs, 3 destroyers. Let's have some real fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's go apeshit, boys. No, this is what Konami would do if I worked for Konami. And I think Domain being limited does not allow Domain to be that one card that everyone in the mother plays, because Domain is pretty fucking broken. It stops the extra deck from going off. It stops your opponent from making prevents your opponent from making plays of this new mechanic that Konami's trying to promote and push. If it stops it, Konami's most likely going to hit it. I think Domain of the True Monarchs will be that card that will be hit. Up next, Dragonic Diagram. Sad face, I know. Trust me, it sucks. But I think Diagram is going to be hit. I think it's going to be hit to 1. It took me a while. At one point, I was thinking it was going to be hit to 2. Now, I'm almost convinced it's going to be hit to 1. Besides the fact that it's at 1 in Japan, Dragonic Diagram is just a broken field spell. It's probably arguably one of the best field spells of our meta, whether it be current meta or metas previously. Second only to Ancient City Ruins, because I love Crystal Beast. But, yeah, Dragonic Diagram is a card that you can do so much with just by top decking, and you could come back and recreate your game just by top decking Dragonic Diagram. Now, I mean, obviously you need some something to pop, whether it be in the field, or be in your hand, but still, the card is broken and the card is too fast, and I think Konami's trying to slow the format down. I seriously 100% think Konami's slowing the format down. I know no other, this is an unpopular opinion, no other YouTubers are going to agree with me. I honestly think that the format's going to slow down to a slow, combo-based format. That's where we're going to start from with links and then move on to faster format. And I think Dragonic Diagram would be that card that's going to be getting hit. Up next, Terraforming. We have Upstart Goblin at 1. That gives you 1,000 life points. Deck thinner. But if you play field spells, Terraforming literally is a deck thinner. It's an insane deck thinner. You open Terraforming, you don't need to open a field spell. In certain decks like the Invoked True Dracos, you're running 2 field spells because you don't give a fuck, because you have this card at 3 that you can just go, let me see which one I want to pick today. By the way, I'm thinning my deck out. Insane. Up next is Fairy Tale Snow. Fairy Tale Snow is a great card. Don't get me wrong, mostly used in 60 card decks. But the thing about Fairy Tale Snow, it's just a too fast of a card. It's easily abused, and especially your opponent gains advantage early on game with milling a Fairy Tale Snow. Once again, not only does it create an unfair game state, it's just too strong. I think Fairy Tale Snow deserves to be limited. Up next, Artifact Side. Now, you know, Artifact Sanctum, some people might argue it needs to be a hit. I think it's going to be Side. I think it's going to be the card. I think it's going to be the card that's going to hit the extra deck. Anything that, once again, going back into it, anything that stops the new mechanic you're trying to promote, you want to slow down, stop, or kill 100%. And I think that Artifact Side, stopping the extra deck, would just kill the whole Artifact engine and almost anything. Because what you got? You got Side, you got more attack, and for the most part, you don't really have anything else that I know of as far as using Artifact Sanctum for that is viable. I think Side would be the one to be hit. Ooh, baby. Okay. Would it be semi-limited? Semi-limited. Masterpiece of True Draco Slaying King. Now, a lot of people are going to argue with me going, Masterpiece should be hit, Diagram should be hit, and I get it, Zodiac players. I know you're upset. The reason I think Masterpiece is not going to get hit too hard, the reason I think Masterpiece will not be limited and will be semi-limited is because without Diagram, Masterpiece is not as fast, it's not as combo-oriented, not as combo-based, and I believe against you know, real kind of combo decks, Masterpiece has a huge problem dealing with. Is Masterpiece a good card? Yeah, obviously. Don't get me wrong, please. But don't think that Masterpiece is so broken, so powerful, that it needs to be limited. Let's think. You're in Euros, Zoo 1. South America, Zoo 1. The other nationals, Zoo 1. In America, Zoo True Dracos 1. But True Dracos couldn't do it by themselves. True Dracos couldn't even go near nationals level top decks by themselves. They needed fucking other help with Zoo, and Zoo is the issue, and Zoo is a problem. Not saying that True Dracos are just, you know, they're not that big a deal. They are, but I still think that, once again, looking forward into the new game mechanics, looking forward into what Konami's going to have up the pipe as far as Vengeance, as far as Magic Bullets, Trick Stars even. I don't see Masterpieces being that big of an issue, and Masterpiece being something easily to deal with. Up next, Cosmic Destroyer. Now, in Japan, they still have Cosmic Destroyer at 3. I know if you look at our worlds list, I think it's banned, it's not limited. I still feel like Cosmic Destroyer should come back to 2. Once again, with Diagram being hit, you can't do that crazy loop with, you know, the metal True Cosmo, with a metal Cosmo, whatever the hell you want to call it, anything like that. I think that Cosmic Destroyer at 2 is not going to break anything. It'll be a cool tier 2 deck that people can play, have fun with, be semi-competitive with. I really do think that should be a thing that should be allowed in this game. A semi-competitive deck for those who are not competitive, but not newbies that are starting to get on their feet. And Cosmos is a deck that's relatively cheap because it got reprinted in Gold Series and looks hideous looking. But if you want to be that kid, you can be that kid. Up next, Impulsive Evacuation Device. Now, this is a card that, once again, you could have this card. You could say this card and say Book of Moon, and I'm not going to disagree with you. It could be Compulse or Book of Moon. I don't think it's going to be both. I think it's going to be one or the other. I know in Japan, I think Compulse is at 3. But here in America, I think Compulse at 2 is going to do nothing. Nobody's still going to play this card. It's still a really nice card, but I just think it's not as good as it used to be. Even in a slower format, I don't think people care about Compulse as much because we have so many other broken cards. And even as back row as much as we have now, other monsters that basically takes care of the field. In the case of, Masterpiece and Dryden, that silly shit. So I don't think Compulse is going to be that use of a card. Even with the 3, I don't think it's going to be abused as it used to be. Up next, Denko Sekka. This is another card that I want to have that just locks down back row. I want back row to be locked, but I want Denko Sekka to be restricted because Denko Sekka is too broken of a card. It's not like the Kree. It's not like Anti-Spell Fragrance. Denko Sekka hits the board. If your opponent doesn't have a counter trap, it's gonna get locked, and that's pretty unbalanced and pretty unfair. And I think Denko Sekka might even go limited. By the way, I just wanted to put on this list, and I think even semi-limited, it's kind of we're kind of bordering on the line of what should be limited, what shouldn't be limited. I think Denko Sekka is a great card, and I really do think that this card needs to be hitting the ban list. Because once again, it creates unfair game state. Your opponent goes off first turn, you Denko them, they have no counter trap. They're going to be in a really bad position, if not lose the game that turn. Up next, at semi-limited, it's going to be Card of the Demise, by the way. Card of the Demise is a card that, some people might argue for it to go to 1, but I don't think it's going to be going to 1. I think it'll be going to 3. I'm going to 2. I think it's going to be one of those weird situations where it's going to be like 2, or just ban this fucking card. Card of the Demise hasn't had a reprint since Millennium Pack. I don't think it's going to get any reprint anytime soon, especially not in Megatins. I think Card of the Demise makes a lot of crazy combo decks, but only fast combo decks. And the kind of format I'm seeing for us, and I think Konami's trying to set up for us, is a slow combo-based format. It happened with Exceeds. It happened at the beginning of Synchros. It's happened every time. It's a new mechanic. Pendulums. When it's a new mechanic, we get a slow combo-based deck in which I do my combo, I maintain my field presence. You go. Now, you do your combo, you maintain your field presence, and we can see who can out each other. Those are my favorite points, by the way. I think we're about to enter another golden age of Yu-Gi-Oh, personally speaking, because I think they might enter something like a Shadow Burning Abyss, Satellamite, Necros, crazy fun decks that people might not like, but people are, it's like I can't yell at you because your deck is going Super Saiyan because I'm fucking standing here with yellow fucking hair and all around me and shit. Like, that's bullshit. So I really do think that that's one we're going to be entering. But Card of the Demise is an unfair balance card at 3. It creates decks that are too fast, but I think that at 2 it'll be alright. If not, I think Konami is going to be banning it. Up next, Pantheons and Monarchs at 2. I know people might not like this, but you gotta realize, if Domains hit, Monarchs is gonna be played as a tier 2 deck with 2 Pantheons. So if not even 3 Pantheisms. And I don't think it's gonna be making Monarchs too broken. I don't think Monarchs are gonna be able to, become this Omega deck with, 2 Pantheisms. I think even if Monarchs did play, and let's say Monarchs went first turn, dropped Domain of the Monarchs, they don't have really much to go off of. You gotta realize this deck does not play that much back row. This deck does not use too many other cards in it other than the Monarch setup as it normally has it. It does use a Brilliant Fusion if you want to play the Brilliant build, but in this list, as you can tell, Brilliant Fusion is hit. The reason Brilliant Fusion is hit because it is too damn good. Yeah, boys, the last picture. I just want to get you guys coming down because we saw some pretty sexy asses, and Bam! It's a big girl. Okay, Thunder King YuGiOh. Now, once again, being Konami, you have to take the mentality of what can I do to make a slow combat-based format. And I think having Thunder King, even though what is it at 2? I think I already forgot because I'm old, but I think Thunder King YuGiOh at 3 is going to create. On my throat. At 3 is going to create a nice slow. It's going to help put the brakes on the current fast format that we are currently in. I think Thunder King YuGiOh is a great card for that. It limits your opponent what they can do. It limits both players what they can do. Stops inherent summons and all that juice. And I think it's a great card that we might be seeing, if not in the side deck, sometimes might be even in the main deck. I really do think this card's gonna be coming at 3, and I think this card's gonna be seen play. And I think if you don't have this card, you are highly drunk, and you should go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Get Alcoholics Anonymous. Come over to online or in your store or trade binder and buy 3 of these cards, 100%. Up next is Zentrick and Dragonfly. This is my last 2 cards, by the way. It's going to be Dragonfly and Hornet. And the reason I say Dragonfly and Hornet because your opponent can't exceed anymore. I mean, you can exceed, but you can't exceed spam. And that's what this deck did so amazingly. You should just exceed spam and create a crazy unfair setup. I don't think that's going to happen anymore, guys. I really do think that it's going to be something that's going to be around. Might be decent with links. I don't think it's going to be too broken. I think people are going to be able to play Inzectors. Actually, you know, once again, you know, a kind of control-based board, nothing too crazy because you can't exceed spam, but you can still use the links on it. It'd be really interesting and make some interesting decks. And I think that this card, both of these cards, should be back to 3 just for that, because it's not going to break the meta. It's going to create a fun meta, and that's something that us YuGiOh players love and Konami loves. And your question is, will this make Konami money? Obviously it will, because people have to buy links. How do you get links? You gotta buy packs. Boom, got them, boys. So I think that's the way Konami's thinking. That's Konami's mentality. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, Shadow Contract's not on here, and a bunch of other cards I really wish were on here is not on here. Once again, this is if I worked for Konami and I had to make a ban list. This is my version 1. Obviously, I'm going to have more versions in the future, guys, so please keep watching my videos. I'll have more versions. If you guys are part of YuGiOh Mark Facebook group, if you're not, join it, but if you are part of the YuGiOh Mark Facebook group, post your ban list in there. Just get the discussion going. Nobody trying to flame each other. You know, like I said, you know, I would think, you know, some people are like, oh, you know, I think this card needs 3, or I think this card needs to be a 2, or whatever. So if you guys want to do that, but don't try to flame each other. We're almost hitting 1,000 people on the group. I might have to get like a mod or admin or any of that shit. I got to see how to work that up. Please don't hit me up and go, I think I should be mod because I like internet. Great. Just don't. I'll just randomly find somebody that, you know, I'll just have on there that won't try to fuck the pooch and really won't fuck anybody, just to get, you know, in case shit gets wild, which shit hasn't. I don't think shit has never gotten wild in the Mark Facebook group. But yeah, guys, I do appreciate you watching this video. This is what I would put as a ban list if I worked for Konami. Guys, please comment below what cards you would put in. Would you agree with some of these cards? Would you disagree with some of these cards? Would you put some of these cards to 1, 2, 3? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Also, if you have a couple of extra bucks in your pocket and want to join a Patreon, please join a Patreon. For all Patreon members, I'm going to be having this all available for you guys. I'll make it available for all patrons, all these perks for the end of this month. Sorry, next month I'll start doing perks according to the tier, guys. So if you want to be on a Patreon, definitely check this out. Now this video is gonna go up first. Probably the minute I'm done uploading, I'll have it go up first, and then the next videos I'll do it up to Patreons. It'll probably have like a 12-hour delay before 10-hour, I don't know, a couple of hours delay before it goes up live for everybody else. So you get to be able, if you're on Patreon, you'll be able to watch these this kind of content ad-free at your leisure for a couple of hours before it gets in, giving you a little extra advantage. And it's a card that might be getting bought out like Quick Booster. You can be able to go on and you know, be able to buy that card before, you know, everyone goes apeshit on it. So that's a little perk for you guys. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Definitely make sure to subscribe. I mean, I want to gain subscribers, so hit the subscribe button right down over here. Does that works? Wait, like, yeah. Hit the subscribe button here, like button here, and this like button here. It's your boy, YuGiOh. Just got my videos. That's my 2 cents.